Hi everyone, my name's Fern Lulham. I am your motivational speaker and coach, and together I want us to take a closer look at life and love. And why do I want us to take a closer look? Well, I'm sure you know it by now, because I'm registered blind. I can see very little, but I still want hope, happiness and success in my life, and no matter your situation, I know you do too. Today, I'm going to talk about a topic which I hear time and time again. People get so frustrated in their lives because they're not moving forward in the areas that they most desire to get success in. It's an uncomfortable feeling to admit it, but more often than not, it's our own fault. I see that it's possible because everyone else is managing to do it. So clearly, it can be done. A relationship is possible to have and to be happy in. A promotion at a job is possible to attain and be happy in. Gosh darn it, life is possible to enjoy and be happy in and have just contentment and joy in your heart. It must be possible because some people are doing it, but I'm not doing it, and that's a problem for me. Why can't I do it? What is going on? This, my friends, is putting up barriers for ourselves. It's what we like to call a little bit of self-sabotage. We're seeing a reality, which is that it is clearly possible to do these things. Online dating is not impossible. It's pretty popular and it's working for a lot of people. Jobs, career paths, you know, the careers that we want, the careers that we're actually excited to get up and do every day, not the ones where we just have to drag ourselves out of bed on a Monday morning and we really don't want to get up and go to, but we just have to force ourselves because it's money and we need it. The things that we actually want to do, we tell ourselves, oh, but it's really hard to do that. I can't do that. I mean, like, some people are lucky enough to be able to do that, and that's great for them and everything, and I kind of secretly, passive-aggressively hate them for that, but I can't do that, so I'm just not going to try. That sounds to me, especially with that voice as well, like the most annoying person. But we all have that little person living in our brain. And yet, why are we not looking at it in terms of clearly it works? Because if some people are getting success from it and happiness and joy and everything we want, it must work. So what do I need to do to make it work for me? It doesn't work for me. It's how do I make it work for me? Because there are ways. Clearly there are ways. It's undeniable. It's kind of the same thing as where you compare yourself to somebody else and you say, oh, it's not fair. That person has everything I want. And you're angry about that. Instead of being inspired, because if that person can do it, why can't you do it? Don't think of it as like, why can't I do it? Think of it as, why can't I do it? I can do that. What we need to do is find different ways than the ways that we're already doing. Because the biggest reason we go around in loops in our lives and make the same mistakes over and over again is because we're doing things the same way over and over again. It's the whole light bulb moment, Thomas Edison analogy. I didn't fail 99 times, I just found 99 ways that it didn't work. We need to pay attention more to the ways that we're doing things that just don't work. Certain ways, they're not going to work. If we were trying to make something, create a new amazing gadget that was going to change the world, and we had this amazing idea, and we drew it all out, we put all the plans out, we started creating, and then we tried to make it work and it just exploded. Would we go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, well that didn't work, but let's try again the same way. Let's just reuse the plans, we'll keep building it, we won't change a thing. No. That's not what people are doing. Technology, think of big companies like Apple, the leaders in technology. They aren't giving us the same thing over and over again. They're tweaking things all the time. That's why they're looking for opinions, feedback, new ways of doing things to make it better, upping their game. That's what we need to bring to the table. We need to be continually tweaking our strategies, getting opinions from other people, getting help. There's nothing wrong with getting help. And it doesn't mean that the way somebody else does it is going to be the exact same way that we'll be able to do it. But maybe we can take a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit from the other, and we can make this glorious pick and mix of our lives to the success that we want. What if we come up with a way that is slightly different to how everyone else is doing it? It's tempting to just follow the crowd because, well, that's worked for them, so I'll do it exactly the same way. What if we try something different? Maybe that works. And if it doesn't, don't go back and do the same thing again. Like, we need to learn from our mistakes. It's kind of human nature to keep making the same mistakes over and over again because we're creatures of habit, right? We're used to doing the same things. But we need to train our brains to see that as error. Let's try it a different way in the future, not just continue around the cycle and the loop, because that's not moving us forward. That's not getting us anywhere in life. I know for me especially, being somebody who can't see very much, I have to find a different way of doing something. If I saw everyone else doing things and thought, well, I can't do that, I can't do it like that, it doesn't work for me like that, I can't see to do that, I would never do anything. But instead what I need to do is to say, how can I do that? Because there is a way. There is surely a way that I can achieve the same thing, which is what I want to do, because I want to be able to do what everyone else is doing with their lives. I need to try it multiple different ways until I find the one that works for me. You, in your dating lives, in your career lives, in your personal lives, in your family lives, all of the lives, you need to find the way that works for you. So think of that one thing. That dream that you've had for a while, that thing that you've been struggling with, whatever it is, could be a hobby, an activity you want to do, could be to do with relationships, could be anything in your life. Think of that thing that you tried and you just banged your head against a brick wall about, and so you gave up. Return to that project and say to yourself, what can I do differently? How can I do this better? How can I make it work? Let's look at this with fresh eyes, a new approach. Sometimes you need to just step back and have that little break to then return to this and try it a different way. But whatever you do, don't keep playing the same record, continuing the same cycle. That's counterintuitive and it doesn't help anybody. It just makes you bitter and angry at the people who are finding their own paths. We need to start carving ours. We need to start taking fate into our hands. We need to stop thinking of meant to be's and thinking of what will be if we make it be. We are in control of that. We are in charge of that. And it is up to us. We have the responsibility to move ourselves in the direction that we actually want to go to create more success, more happiness, and achievement in the areas of our lives which we once may have completely given up on. If you feel me, if you agree with what I'm saying here, please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below with the things that you struggle with. Let's help each other, because maybe there's this certain thing that you just can't overcome in life that somebody else might be able to give you an opinion on, or a different piece of advice, or a different perspective on, and it might help us to solve it. It might help us to get those cogs whirring, get some inspiration into our brain, and move on with the subject. And what is it that you've done that has been that light bulb moment that's changed everything? Maybe you found a new way of doing something that you can share with everyone so we can learn from your experience as well. If you enjoy these kind of conversations, you want more success, and you'd like to take a closer look at life and love with me and the rest of the fam, don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing, because oh boy, that would be a catastrophe. As always, thank you so much for watching, take care of yourself, and enjoy your day as though it were the first sparks of a roaring fire when you're out on a cold, dark night camping. What a heck of a day that would be. I'll be back soon, guys. See ya! It is not helping us to look around at other people and see their... oh god. Because that's counterintuitive. Because it's... if you feel me, if you agree well, subscribe to the channel and give the who what what was I saying? Psychology related, so that you don't miss a thing, because that would be terrible. What? Catastrophic.